And we are following breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ, where the 76ers have suspended Ben Simmons for tomorrow's season opener against the Pelicans for conduct detrimental to the team. Now, that's according to reports that he was thrown out of practice today. This is video of Ben Simmons at practice yesterday, where people there are saying he didn't put in a lot of effort, maybe had a cell phone in his pocket, didn't really participate in the team huddle, went straight to the locker room there. Now, the Philadelphia Inquirer reporting that Simmons was tossed today for lackadaisical effort. Of course, this continues the saga for Ben Simmons and the 76ers. That's the huddle video I was talking about. Just kind of see him walking around there in the background. Ben Simmons demanded a trade, did not report into the team until October 11th. Let's welcome in NBA champ Avery Johnson to talk about this ongoing Ben Simmons saga. We thought maybe it was going to be a little bit better when he finally reported to the team, but now suspended for this very first game. Conduct detrimental to the team. Just your reaction to what continues to go on with him and the 76ers.
Amanda, I'm not surprised. Whenever you have a player that doesn't want to play for a team, and basically it seems like he was forced, whether it was by his agent, Rich Paul, or some of the players on his team to report to training camp, he just doesn't want to be there. That's like being in a marriage and you're dissatisfied, you're disappointed. Nothing's going to make you happy. What's going to make Ben Simmons happy at this point? It seems like putting on the new uniform, whether it's on the West Coast or the East Coast. But you looked at his body language. I've seen this movie before. You look at his body language in practice, very lethargic. When the team broke from the huddle, Ben Simmons was the first player to head to the locker room. He wasn't communicating with any of his teammates. He doesn't want to be there, and he's being forced to be there just probably so he wouldn't be fined. But I don't see this ending well for the Philadelphia 76ers and Ben Simmons if he's forced to stay on the team.
Well, and you kind of answered my next question, is why even show up? I mean, he sat out, prior to October 11th, this whole summer. He said, look, I never want to put on a 76ers jersey again, wasn't answering phone calls from his teammates. So you really think whether it was the money or his agent, somebody said, hey, you got to go, but he's just, by no means does he want to be at that practice right now.
No, and you can see it all over his face. I've coached disgruntled players before, but not to the extent where they wanted to necessarily be traded and force their way out. He's trying to force himself out of Philadelphia. He wants a new address. He wants a new zip code. And you can see by his lack of effort and all of the reports that's coming out, why do you have a cell phone in your shirt doing practice? What are you trying to record a conversation? You sure can't get any video. But this type of behavior is what we call conduct detrimental to the team. And it's probably in the best interest. Not only is he suspended for game one, it's probably in the best interest for the Philadelphia 76ers to tell Ben Simmons to stay home until they can find a trade partner.
Well, and that's my next question is what's next here, because they have looked for trade offers. So far, they haven't received anything they deem to be worthy of trading him. I mean, do they have to maybe lower their expectations of what they're going to get in regards to him?
Yes, they definitely have to lower their expectations because you're not going to get 3 first-round draft picks. Maybe you'll get 1 first-round draft picks and a couple of seconds and maybe some cash considerations. But you can't swing for the fences in this situation. You're dealing with a player that's getting paid superstar money that only attempted 1 field goal in the fourth quarter of the last couple of playoff games. Not a very good free throw shooter, still a very talented player. I mean, he can get it turned around. Look at Giannis Antetokounmpo. He wasn't a very good outside shooter. He turned his game around, made his free throws in the finals. So can Ben Simmons in his game from an offensive standpoint be salvaged? Yes. But I think it needs to happen with a new team. And I just think this is a situation where maybe the agent thought if you go and participate with the team in practice, play in a couple of games, maybe your trade value will increase, but your trade value will not increase. even if you practice with the team and playing games, if your attitude is not in the right place.
Avery, from a coach's perspective, just kind of building on that, you've been a coach. If you're a team that could possibly make a trade for Ben Simmons and you're watching this behavior from him, does that affect your decision about bringing him possibly into your organization at all?
No, it really doesn't, because the new team, you understand with the new team, he's going to have a different attitude. This is personal, I believe, towards he and the Philadelphia 76ers, front office, coaching staff, possibly Joel Embiid, which I think is one of the major culprits in this situation. So I think the new team, if they feel that they can get Ben Simmons without giving away the farm, they'll do it, and they understand, and we've seen it before, a new change of scenery and a new atmosphere with some new teammates could be very beneficial. So I don't think this affects the new team wanting to trade for him. They just don't want to have to give up a lot to perform and produce this type of a trade.
Avery, how do you see this unfolding? When does it get resolved? When do we see Ben Simmons with a new team?
Well, my prediction, Amanda, in the offseason when all of this was going down, I never really expected to see Ben Simmons back in Philadelphia. He sold his house. I never expected to see him even back at practice, let alone play in a game. So I'm a little bit confused because based on all of the intel he wasn't going to ever play in the Philadelphia 76ers uniform again. So I was a little bit surprised to see him return to practice, but I'm not surprised to see him get suspended. We'll see if it's a long-term suspension, and we'll see if he ever gets a chance to play for the 76ers again. So my expectation, especially during the summer, was he wasn't going to play in the 76ers game. I would still be surprised if he plays for the 76ers.
Well, the saga continues with Ben Simmons, and it is far from done, which means we are far from talking to you throughout the rest of the season about this. Avery Johnson will check in with you soon. It's already heating up. It is opening night. We are very excited. We'll talk to you much more coming up soon. Avery Johnson, thank you so much. So here's the opening slate tonight. The 76ers do not open their season until tomorrow night when they visit the Pelicans. They're in New Orleans. Again, Ben Simmons suspended for that game because of conduct detrimental to the team. The games you can't see tonight: the Nets, the favorite to win the NBA title, going up against the reigning champs, the Bucks, who will receive their rings before tip-off. And then you get the Warriors going up against the Lakers. The Lakers, a 3.5-point favorite at home.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.